So I am on Pixel Studio. So this is the first image I'm going to use. And now this is the second image I'm going to use to apply the cracked face effect. So now let's select the texture image. I'm just going to zoom in from the navigator here, drag the slider to the right. I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit. So make sure you're on the move tool, and now I'm just going to scale down the layer so that it covers only the face like this. So I think here I'm okay. So now let's bring back the opacity all the way up to 100%. So now I'm going to place the wall image here inside the group layer. Click on this icon here to place any group layer. Now I'm going to open the group layer. I'm going to select the image layer, the wall layer. I'm going to turn it into black and white. So let's add the adjustment layer, left click here on the adjustments. And now let's select the black and white. So here it is. And now I'm just going to change the colors here so that it will darken some parts here till I get the effect I want. So as you can see, if I move the red slider to the left here, to the dark areas here, as you can see, darken it. So for the yellow, it will also darken it a little bit. So I think I'm going to leave the effect here like this. So now I'm just going to click on the group layer to close it. Let's select it. I'm going to change its layer mode here to multiply. So here it is. And now I'm just going to zoom in. So now I'm going to add the mask layer to the group layer. Click on this icon here. So on the mask layer, the black represents transparency and the white opacity. So now this is a white mask here. So I'm going to invert it. Right click on it and then invert. So now it is black. It's not showing our texture. We need to paint with white on the areas here to reveal our group layer, our wall layer. So let's select the paintbrush tool. Left click, select the paintbrush tool. So let's go to the brushes tab here. I'm going to left click on the categories, select the basic. So for now, I'm just going to select, for example, this round brush here, 128. I'm going to click on more to open the brush settings. And now here I can change the brush here. So for example, I'm going to reduce the flow. For the spacing, I'm going to reduce all the way down. So I'm going to reduce the shape, the hardness, sorry. So for the size, I think I'm going to leave it here. We'll change it later to target the smaller areas here. So now I'm just going to click on close. And now let's go back to the layers tab. Make sure selecting the mask layer here on the group layer. And then change the color here to white. So here it is. And now I'm just going to paint here over the areas where I want the texture to be present. So I'm going to paint all the face except the eyes and the mouth. So I'm going to add the eyebrows. So for example, if you make a mistake like this, I'm just going to change the color to black. Make sure on the mask layer, and then I'm just going to paint it. So here it is. Since the black is going to remove the parts from the mask layer and the white reveals. So let's go back. I'm going to change the brush color to white and then paint. So now let's zoom in from the navigator here. I'm going to reduce the brush here to around 50. So here just to paint over the small areas here. So now here I'm just going to reduce the hardness to around 20 and the flow to 20 also. So this is the hardness and this is the flow, and then just continue painting with the white color. So now let's zoom out from the navigator here. So I think here I'm fine. So if I hide the group layer, so here it is. So now let's select the group layer by clicking on the left thumbnail here. So I'm going to add the display slide filter. So I'm just going to zoom in from the navigator, click here on the filters, and then I'm just going to scroll down here like this, select the displace. So now as you can see, our group layer is on top of the women layer. So now I'm just going to click load map from layers beneath. So here it is, and now you can adjust, for example, the strength here of the displace here. So for example, for me, I'm just going to go with 7 pixels per center, just a little bit, just very slightly here. So if I reduce the opacity, so here's the effect. So I'm just going to reduce it much more to around 3. So I think I'm going to leave it here. So now let's select the group layer again, click on the left thumbnail. I'm going to add the curves adjustment layer. Left click here on the adjustments. Let's select the curves. So now I'm just going to bring this handle here to the left. So here, as you can see, it's brightening the whole image. And then here, I'm just going to increase the contrast by darkening the shadows and then brightening the highlights. So it's too much here. So here it is. I think I'm going to leave it here. So let's see the before and after. So now I'm going to add the color balance. Left click on the adjustments. Let's add color balance here. I'm just going to add some blue colors here. This. So I'm just going to select the midtones here. I'm just going to leave it here like this. So if I hide it. So now I'm just going to sharpen the image. Just going to zoom in from the navigator. Left click here on the filters. And then let's select the unsharp mask. And then here I'm just going to, let's zoom in from the navigator. So now I'm just going to increase the radius. So here it's too much. So as you can see, if you increase the factor here, it will give the kind of grainy effect. So now if I reduce the opacity here all the way down, we can see the effect here, the sharpening. So I think I'm going to leave it here. So let's zoom out. So I think I'm just going to leave it here. So now, for example, you can still add some parts here. So let's zoom in a little bit. I'm going to select the mask layer, select the paintbrush. Make sure to select the white color. And then here, I'm just going to hide this part.